Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Jordan from PictureMonk.com, and so a couple weeks ago, or probably about a month ago or so, I released a series of tutorials that I would call the PictureMonk Method series, and that's where I just basically show you all the edits that I would do to a photo if I was doing it for myself. Now, a different kind of method or a different kind of video series has kind of spawned off of that, and that is called the PictureMonk MiMiC series. And what I'm calling the MiMiC series is basically I'm finding really cool images online, or maybe images that you guys have submitted to me, and trying to mimic that kind of editing style. For this specific first one here, I'm bringing up a photo that was shown to me on Instagram, and so this photo that you can see right here is from Instagram user Spudds McKenzie, and he's got a kind of a unique style that he kind of applies what it looks like to most of his images. They all have like a faded effect. They have a little bit of desaturated colors, stuff like that. So what I wanted to do was go ahead and try to mimic that editing style and show you guys how to do it. Now, I'm going to show you step by step how I would change those settings in Lightroom. But if you do have Lightroom and you use Lightroom a lot, I'm also going to give you the free Lightroom preset with the exact same settings that I apply. So if you don't want to make the preset yourself, feel free to go ahead and download the free preset. You can find it in the description down below and use it for yourself on any one of your photos. So let's go ahead and get started on this edit. I found an image of a skateboarder. Kind of goes along with the urban teenager feel kind of sort of thing. So I'm kind of going to play with that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, based on the image that I saw, I know that there's a little bit of a different tint to it. So I'm going to increase the tint of it a little bit. Maybe right around there a little bit. I'm going to increase the contrast. Now, in some of his images, the contrast was a little bit less, a little bit more, so I'm kind of trying to find a happy medium in between there. It's a little too bright, so I'm going to take down the highlights a little bit to kind of minimize that. I don't want to go too far. And shadows, I'm going to bump up. So right around there, so we can get a little bit of detail here. Now, it's already starting to bring out a lot of detail back here, and so one way that we kind of minimize that is to do the tone curve, and this is the effect that kind of really sells the image. I've done this a little bit on some of my other tutorials, but in this specific one, I'm going to kind of increase the intensity a little bit. So to make a really good faded image, you're going to create one point right about there. So right in that top of that bottom left corner box there. And I'm going to increase that a little bit and just kind of bump it up here so you can see the tone curve moving up. But now I'm going to take this point and bring it up. And as you can see, the more I bring it up, the more fade I get in the image. So I'm going to leave it right about there. So you can already tell that's kind of getting into his style, this person's style of editing the photos. So let's go back to the basics and see how we can refine this a little bit. Shadows are good. I'm not going to touch the whites, not going to touch the blacks. I am going to bring up the clarity just a little bit, right around there. And I noticed that some of his colors were sort of desaturated and not as vibrant. So backing the vibrance down here and the saturation down to maybe right around there. And I think that's already nailing it pretty much on what I've seen in some of his images. The only thing else I'm going to do right quick is just create a small vignette. I don't want to go too heavy on it. See, even that's a little bit too heavy. I'm kind of going to back it down. Let's try there. So that's basically the sort of editing style that I've seen from these particular photos. That's how I would definitely style that. So let's go ahead and look at the before and after. So I'm just going to go ahead and click right here to do the before and after. Now you can see how faded, how cool the tones are. Bringing a little bit more interest to the center element here, adding the vignette around. So that's about it, guys. That's part of the MiMiC series that I'm doing. Again, if you want to download the free Lightroom preset, click in the description down below. That'll take you over to PictureMonk.com where you can download the free preset, and you can have fun with it. So thanks, guys, for joining me on this episode of PictureMonk MiMiC, and I will see you guys in the next one.